Watashi ga Motete Dousunda, or Kiss Him Not Me, is just hilarious as an anime. I'm so surprised at how well it works, to be honest. Oh man. Start off, like, our main girl is amazing. I mean, she's voiced by Kobayashi Yu, so I knew I was going to fall in love with her anyway. Kobayashi Yu is one of my favourite seiyuu, one of the ones that I always recognise very quickly, because she's got a really unique, deep voice for a girl. And she was on fire in this first episode, because her doing the chubby version of Serenuma was just amazing. And I suppose I should call her Kai instead. Kai is so much easier. I'm going to go for Kai. So yeah, she was perfect as Kai when she was chubby, because she was putting on like this ridiculous, oh, I'm so chubby so I must sound like this voice, when that's not a thing, as far as I've ever heard. I've never heard somebody's voice change because they gain weight, but I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. I have just never noticed it. Anyway, that was just hilarious. She was doing the voice really well. Really good on like all of the scenes where she had to go full Fujoshi, and oh man, it was amazing. I just loved her breaking down every time she made her voice go really, really deep, talking about how she wanted the guys to kiss each other and be all over each other, and it was all like, closer, closer. It was so good. So yeah, Kobayashi Yu did amazingly, and they animated it so well as well. I mean, this is the thing, they don't have to put this much effort into this kind of production, because it is pretty goddamn simple when it comes to animating this kind of show. They don't really do that much action, and it relies on a lot of comedy that you can really do with still frames, which I really loved. I mean, again, coming back to every time Kobayashi Yu, every time Kai went full on Fujoshi style, the face that she pulled, the way her eyes would like pop out of her head when she was staring at people, that was some great visual comedy. I laughed my arse off at that each goddamn time. And it was so funny. There are things in this episode that just aren't going to happen again. Like everyone's initial reaction to her losing the weight. Everyone freaking out. I mean, her big brother is a goddamn psycho, for one thing. He's so harsh to his little sister. The way he was just referring to her as fatty and just trying to drag her out of bed and shit. But it was so cool to see his reaction to her. See him freak out a little bit as well. See all the friends that just had no idea who she was. And especially the guys. Oh god, I have to come to the guys now. I think the guys are actually the worst part of the show. Which is surprising, since, you know, they're going to be like one of the main things. I mean, other than this chick who hasn't come into it yet, who I'm really interested in. I mean, we've got our 4 male cast members. And they're supposed to be like the Otome side of this show. But they're just not. 3 of them, no, in fact, 2 of them are fuckboys. 2 of them are okay. One of them is a goddamn god. So, I mean, I'll start them from the ones that I don't like. I mean, Nana, he's just that generic protagonist kind of person. He's super likable by everyone in general, but he's such a douche. I mean, he's so cold to Kai back when she's chubby, joking about and taking the piss out of her. He just doesn't generally have tact. I suppose nothing he did was genuinely to hurt anyone, but at the same time, like, he made jokes about her weight, despite the fact that he just knocked her unconscious. When she came back looking hot, he then made a joke about it being a trap and him remembering what she really looked like. Oh man. Just kind of a douche. I mean, not a genuinely bad guy. He's certainly not a dick. Just, you know, a fuckboy. He's only interested in Kai now that she's hot. So, you know, fuck him. Shouldn't really be part of this whole idea. Then there's Shinomiya, who is the same kind of way. I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad guy either. He just seems like he did not care about Kai before. And that's understandable. But the fact that he's now chasing after her so much, again, just a fuckboy. He just wants to hit that. And she should be smart enough to tell these idiots to go the hell away. Obviously that wouldn't make for a very good anime, but still. Then there's the genuinely nice guys. Like Igarashi, the one who is totally being shipped with Nana. The 5x7 thing, oh man, that's so funny. I mean, I would kind of be shipping it as well with the whole acting like a married couple thing. But Igarashi was actually nice even while Kai was chubby. Obviously, he wasn't like super into her, but it didn't really matter to him. He still treated her like a normal person. and was making up for all the bad shit that Nana was doing. So, I like this guy, and he's made a few good forward moves in this episode. Dragging her off, trying to take her to Purikura, actually making her heart race at that point. Yeah, he's getting in there. I'm okay with him. I quite like him. And then there's the god, Asuma Matsumi, who is just amazing, man. I mean, even before Kai was, skinny, he was already kind of into her. He is super nice to her back when she was chubby, and when she changed, he didn't even notice. It was just the same kind of thing to him. It doesn't even seem like he's actually in love with Kai right now. He's just kind of going with the flow. Everybody else seems to be chasing after her and making all these plans, and he's just like, oh, I think that's what I meant. Is this what I think? He doesn't seem to know what he thinks, which is absolutely amazing. But just the fact that he liked her from back when she was chubby, man, that's love right there. That's real love right there. And that's why he's the only one who deserves to actually date her. But again, that's not what this anime is really about. It's about the comedy that ensues from all this craziness. At least in the first episode. I can totally see it eventually going down a route where it becomes a more serious romance-based anime. But right now, it was just full-on hilarity with Kai trying to fix up and pretend to be an Otome for this episode. Go on a date with the guys and hide her Fujoshi self. Which was hilarious, man. I mean, she did so well for so long, but she got so bored. She kept seeing little things between the 5x7 ship with Nana falling asleep on top of him. She was just instantly like, yes, I ship it. I want to see more of this. And things like that. She's even now started a sub-ship between Mitsumi and Shinomiya now, just because Shinomiya was being too proud to take tissues from Mitsumi, who was offering them. Just, Mitsumi being a god again, being a genuinely nice guy. Shinomiya being all tsundere about it, pretending he wasn't crying. And she was going nuts over that. So, I loved this. I mean, this coming after Fudanshi Koukou Seikatsu was just amazing. The two in a row in 2 seasons is so perfect. And I really liked all the interactions that she had with the boys, because she was just so not interested in them like that at the beginning. And now she's slowly starting to feel it. She's starting to feel turned on when they grab her and stuff. And I'm sure it's going to go more down that route as it continues. But man, this first episode was just hilarious. I hope the comedy keeps up at the same pace. I love the little moments that Kai had with her other female friend as well. Achan, who I don't think we ever got the proper name of. I'm just going to call her Achan anyway, because that's what she's referred to as. But yeah, those two both being Fujoshi was amazing. And I like how they just slipped in that whole general idea that Achan actually has a boyfriend who has no idea how much of a Fujoshi and rotten woman she is. I just love that. It's so fantastic. And there's a little bit of jealousy growing there, which I can't be surprised about. I mean, it's not proper jealousy. It was just her realizing her clothes were too tight on Kai's chest was not very amusing to her. And I'd imagine over time they are going to grow apart because, I mean, judging from the opening, they just show off that other girl who dresses or looks like a guy so much. I imagine that's going to become a new best friend. That Achan just won't be able to take the idea of her best friend moving on and basically having this reverse harem thing going on around her. Man, she's going to be the centre of a lot of jealousy soon. It'll be interesting if they use any of that. But for now, they're just making jokes off of the Fujoshi stuff, setting up all the funny little moments where it looks like couples are forming, and oh man, her little soliloquy, man, her little monologue talking about how she sees liking like that as a coupling kind of moment. She's constantly just there watching from the shadows. That's her perfect position. Just wanting to see two guys get together. It's amazing. It really is. I've met so many people like this, and after watching Fudanshi Koukou Seikatsu, this is just the perfect addition to it. So let me know what you guys thought of this first episode in the comment section below. For me, perfect type of comedy. I can imagine some people may not be totally into this if you really hate the Otome thing. I mean, I've said I already hate 2 of the guys, even though they're pretty standard, fair Otome or shoujo kind of guys. They've got to redeem themselves as things go on. They're just always like that, and I always hate them at the beginning. But yeah, if you hate that, or you hate the shonen ai genre, you won't really enjoy the jokes too much either. But we'll see. People may enjoy it no matter what. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this review, wreck that like button like you mean it. Subscribe if you haven't already to see more. And I will see you guys next time.